Masculinity is reawakening. I've been receiving codes or divine transmissions, intuitions, ideas, whatever you want to name them, but from all sides, and messages and what I've been reading and conversations I've been having. And this idea of like the awakened masculine and the awakened feminine is something that continues to come up again and again with clients, with my roommates, with my friends. And so I thought I would talk about what the masculine principle reawakening means to me. So awakening, or the awakened state, if you will, I believe is a state of pure perception, awareness, and gratitude. That to me seems to be what Buddha and Jesus and Krishna and all these people were cultivating, is just an attitude of gratitude, perception, and awareness of one's environment. And so the awakened masculine, what the masculine is doing right now on earth, I believe, is reawakening to presence and awareness over the eagle eyes, the eagle eye, like goal-oriented only perception, which may have put us in a tight spot in the world with politics being what they are and the violence that's been happening in America. You know, the shooting violence is absurd. And Robert Moore talks about this in his work, the creation of monster boys, or boys that have not been initiated and so kind of backslide into violence as a form of expression. And I think this is a crisis that mothers and fathers everywhere and the whole nation's going to face, and we're all going to face together. And I believe we're doing that. So the masculine reawakening is a return to these compassionate principles. And this doesn't mean like airy-fairy, like Californian flow masculine. And I saw a lot of that in the comments on some of these videos, and I thought that was fascinating because the awakened masculine still chops wood, carries water, lives off the land, is in touch with the land. It's more about the way your psyche is oriented. And so the awakened masculine would be oriented towards compassion and service as a warrior instead of war, conquest, colonization. These are old stories. The new story is all about collaboration, cohabitation. If you haven't noticed, you're living in an ecosystem. And so the awakened masculine is aware of this principle and lives in symbiosis with his environment and with the earth. And this is very important, this concept of symbiosis, living where both parties benefit and are healed and are growing from the interaction. And this is very important. I think there's a lot of people out there, I know for me in my life, I'll speak for myself, that I was always seeing everyone as something I could take from. Maybe I was projecting an objectification upon them, seeing like everyone as of value, or like, what can I get from them? You know, what is the thing I can get from this person? And this is an old paradigm, an old story. Now it's how much can I give to this person? The quality of the awakened masculine. This flip from the ego self being behind the steering wheel to an awakened self, a higher self, whatever you want to call it, whether it's accessing more portions of your brain, tapping deep into the amygdala, into the limbic system, hacking into the emotional centers, increasing our empathy, or it's through a spiritual experience, you know, an awakening experience. I would invite you to share this video with anyone who's having an awakening experience or has had one, so we can keep this conversation going. And as always, the awakening experience is a very difficult one, as all initiations are in life. And so the awakened masculine actually does this in a healthy way, ideally, who's awakened by a ritual elder and goes through an experience. And these are some of the experiences that I've been through and I've cultivated with my brothers in Mystic Misfit, are these divine masculine initiations, which can take the form of retreats, intense physical exercise, breath work, meditation, and encounter work. You know, speaking your truth, using your voice, owning your power. It also probably involves a lot of sleep deprivation and being in a new place in the wilderness sometimes. So these are qualities that we can cultivate to have the awakened masculine arise in all of us. And women, this is for you too. So ladies, because masculinity is reawakening, that doesn't mean the masculine principle inside of you, which is the yang principle or the male inner self, is also awakening, much like men have a female inner self. More on that in future videos. I'm wishing you all a happy Monday. This has been a riff on the reawakening of the masculine. The masculinity in the world is reawakening. I love you so much. Like, share, comment on this video. If it touched you or touches someone in your life, tag them in the comments. And as always, enjoy your week. Happy Moon Day.